So my last video did pretty well. I guess being honest is the way to go, right? Not that I was never being honest, but I don't know. I did feel freer in that video, and maybe that's why it reached many more people. Anyway, something I want to build here on this channel is, yes, I want to be reflective. I want to share my struggles and be honest even when I'm not doing well. But at the same time, I want this to be a place where we can escape. I want to share that with you, the people on this side of the internet, because that's what we need. We need to go away and just be happy and joyful, even just for a little bit. Or feel safe and calm in a space, even if it's just for a little bit. We need to see something that we can look forward to. So right now we are building up to that point where I hope to one day bring you inside of this world of mine that lives in my head, which is so much more magical than the reality of this world. But today in this video, I simply want to share my list of things that have been keeping me going, especially in the state of hard times that I'm going through right now. Feel free to share yours in the comments if you have any. Hi, my name is Alaina, and in this presentation, we're going to talk about things that are keeping me going in the state of a recession. We'll start with the first one, which is morning stretches. I've shown it plenty of times in my past videos, and I would always get so annoyed with myself for filming it because I feel like it's nothing interesting to show, yet that is what I do every single day, or on most days. The thing about stretching is I never actually want to do it, especially if I'm just waking up. But when I do it, it always ends up serving me. Just a good 15-minute stretch of the arms, the legs, the back, the neck, and even the hands. Number 2, walking outside. This is a must, and I don't do it enough either. I forget to go outside because I'm always inside and I'm always in my room. So I go outside and I try to do this every day, and I will say lately I've been getting better at it. Again, a 15-minute walk, whether it be by myself in the neighborhood or with me and my dog. It always benefits me, and I don't know if this happens to anyone else, but when I do walk outside, I always feel like I need to take a little bit of a nap afterwards. So I don't know what that's about, because I thought like walking outside is supposed to re-energize you, and vitamin D. Is it vitamin D or vitamin C? I don't know. I thought that was supposed to re-energize you, but like I said, every time I go for a walk outside, I always feel like I want to go to sleep. When it's warm and the trees are fully grown out, that is when I'm in my prime. But even if I go out when it's cold, it makes me feel alive. I even tried to challenge myself to go to the park on a weekday before, my actual day gets started. And that's fun as well, because I get to see something different other than a bunch of houses and trees. Next is reading books. I said it in the last video, but I read books now. I won't lie, I think of this as a slight flex for me because I didn't do that as much when I was a kid. Yet every time I did read a book for like a high school assignment, I always enjoyed it, but never really expanded on reading more books in my free time. Back in my school days, I had a couple friends who were big on reading, and I honestly thought they were so cool because they were truly entertained by books more than they were by screens and social media. I wanted that sense of peace that they had with just reading their books, and now I get to feel that too, and it's amazing. Right now, I'm currently reading the Unwind series, and I'm on the 3rd book. What makes it fun to read this particular book, or just any book in general, is it feels like I'm in on all of the tea, the storyline, and the drama. So much so that it feels crazy that no one else is talking about this. And when I read something like wild in my book, I look to the 4th wall of my life and I'm like, bruh, this actually happened? Is no one seeing this? Is no one reading this? So yeah, books are great, and I do believe they do make you smarter. Even the books that I read in college, most people would have researched Spark Notes or something like that. But every time I read anything for real, I only gained more knowledge and more stamina to take in new information. So read more books. I think it's good for you. All right, number 4 is Sims. While being unemployed and having so much time to myself, at least an hour of my time goes towards playing The Sims. Now, I could maximize a full 8-hour day or more by job applying, going out in the world and talking to different hiring managers at different companies, taking interview prep sessions, and all this stuff. I could be doing that, but instead, I play The Sims for at least an hour. Only an hour or less. because at some point my back starts to hurt and I can't do any more than that. So I'm not like the intense sim player that I used to be back in my younger days. So let me tell you what I've got going on with my Sims. I have about 9 households that I've created, and they all live within the same saved gameplay or world, as they call it. What I'm trying to say is that if I switch amongst different households that I'm playing with, I could still see my other Sims, for example, walking down the street or at a bar, something like that. I originally started off my gameplay with 4 young women who were all going to college, and they were all studying different things. They lived together in their shared house. Some graduated from college. One moment. Some graduated from college, some are still in college, and some have dropped out of college. The same goes for the 4 young men that I've created in The Sims. They're all in college and have different trajectories, and somehow at some point, they all end up each with one of the girls that I have created. As it stands, each Sim is either in a relationship, married, living separately, and raising a family with their partner, or they have dated and found other partners that I've also created in this world. Another household that I made that I love playing with is a young adult woman who has a younger sister. She's like in elementary school, and she is taking care of her little sister while living under the roof of her grandparents that own a farm. And the thing is, the grandparents, they are no longer living. They have unfortunately passed away. So she is left under the responsibility of not only taking care of her sister, but also maintaining the farm. And they both take care of their 2 horses that they own. As it stands today, the older sister is now married to a doctor, and they have a child. And then the younger sister is now fully grown. She has gone to college to major in fashion design, and she has graduated, and she lives in the city with her boyfriend. Oh, and excuse me, her artsy fartsy boyfriend. She lives in the city with her artsy fartsy boyfriend. Next is making videos. If it isn't already obvious, I love making videos. This is why I'm here. It's definitely a creative and emotional support space for me to make these videos. I learned so much about what works for me in the creative process, and it's not always perfect, but in the end, it's still fun. I'm constantly stressing about whether or not I'm meant to do this, but somehow, in some way, I always come back to it. I like to give this analogy that it feels like being in a weird toxic on and off relationship with someone. But I think in the end, it's just for me to figure out what actually works for me in making videos. I'm learning that this is kind of all part of the process, and so things have to happen, things have to go wrong in order for me to find what actually works for me. After all, this is just kind of like for fun, for observation, and for experimentation. I can literally just be myself in this space and have fun. Another thing about making videos is that I love making something that I know reflects me, and I also love the socializing part of posting on this platform. I've always wanted to connect with people from different worlds of mine, so that's kind of what brings me here. And I do think that YouTube and its algorithm is having a hard time figuring out where to fit me. But as of this last video, I think it's pushing me more towards people that would genuinely connect with me. And as long as I just keep showing up, eventually I'll meet more people like you guys that I can just talk to and have a good time with. Next is writing my scripts and stories. I find writing my scripts for my little short film ideas or shows that I want to make to be fun because it's not about me in the way that making YouTube videos are. It's about my characters and the world I'm building around them. I never know what I'm going to write, and when I enter my writing sessions, I give myself the space to not have all the answers, and I just go with whatever my fingers tell me to type. It almost feels like I'm the viewer and the audience to my own story that I'm writing. Just to give you a little bit about what my LPS series is about that I'm making, it's and that's all I'm giving you. But yes, the idea is to make this with Little's Pet Shops. How am I going to do that? I don't know, but I can dream, and I hope to make this dream a reality. We have 2 more points, so we're almost done. We have anime, Crunchyroll, and shoujo romance. I'll say it and I'll admit it, I love me a good shoujo romance anime. And the ones that tend to be the best ones are the ones on Crunchyroll. Who would have thought? As a hopeless romantic, this is one of the best ways for me to escape from reality. Nothing too raunchy or anything like that, just a cute little high school or adult romance anime. My new favorite romance anime that I actually just finished is called A Sign of Affection, and everything down to the storyline, the pacing, the characters, and the art style is my jam. It's about a deaf girl who is in college and she meets this guy who also likes to travel around the world, and she speaks sign language. The love interest learns sign language in order to communicate with her, and they become a couple. I would love to live in that world, and I will admit that as I reached the end of the show, I did shed a tear because I knew that I was no longer going to be engulfed in that world. So I definitely recommend that one. Lastly is stuffed animals. Now, I may be pushing it with this one, but I included it in the list. Stuffed animals have provided me with so much warmth, comfort, and support, and I don't think I will ever get rid of these things. So I will introduce you to all the main character stuffed animals in my life. There's my good old beat up stuffed dog that I've had since the 2nd grade. Of course, his name is Buddy. Then there's Bear Me that I got from Build-A-Bear, who is very cute. There's Coda, which I've had since, kindergarten, or even maybe earlier than that. He's been through some times with me. There's my leopard or cheetah, Webkins. I'm not sure which one it is. He has also been through some stuff, if you can't tell. I don't want to talk about it. He or she has no name, but he definitely has a voice that has been given to him, which I won't share today, but maybe in the future. And then there's this random, not so random bear that I got from my boyfriend. No name, but he is wearing a sweatshirt that has some text referencing a good movie I love to watch. Comment down below if you know where this saying is from. And lastly, my newest addition is my Longhorn Build-A-Bear that I got for Christmas. This guy has been promoted up to the old beat up dog that I told you about earlier. They're going with me to every sleepover and every vacation, no questions asked. They're just so comfortable to sleep with, and I don't know how else to explain it. And that's the list. I thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, or a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below, and hit the bell to be notified when I post another video so you are not late. I thank you for watching, or thank you for listening to my presentation, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.